Hello, family. It is now Wednesday, April the 9th. It's 9:15 in the evening. We haven't talked to you for several days, I guess since we mailed our last tape, which was on Tuesday, Monday, I guess it was when we mailed it. Not a whole lot has happened. We're expecting Randy and Cheryl to come down to the lake this coming weekend and spend a weekend with us, but Randy called this evening and said he has to work, so they're not going to come down. That's really more important than them spending a few days with us. But that was what he had asked to do, so we were happy to have him. Anyway, yesterday I went to the I'll get you back on schedule. Yesterday I had to go to the dentist and have my teeth cleaned. Thomas is now up to $31 for teeth cleaning, which I think is ridiculous. But I think Daddy said we ought to change dentists, but I think we better check into what the others are charging because it may be equally as high. And after all these years, why do we want to change? We only go every 6 to 8 months anyway. I went to the dentist, and what else did I do? Oh, I stopped up at Famous and did a little bit of shopping. I didn't really buy anything, just looked around and came on home. We went to the grocery store after I got home, and of course that took up about an hour. And last night, what did we do? Oh, yesterday afternoon we did. When I got home, after we went to the store and after we did all that, we went out to Sears and got us a couple of new pieces of luggage because I thought our luggage needed to be replaced and we needed a couple bigger pieces. Grandpa said he's not going to fill his, and I said, you want to bet you'll have more in yours than I will in mine, which he will have. He always does that. Last night we didn't do anything at all. I'm still fighting this cold or sinus infection, whatever it is I've got. And Grandpa barbecued some chicken wings, which they were excellent. And then we did mail to you this morning our itinerary for our trip. Kathy brought it by yesterday morning sometime. She's kind of mixed up too, so we're hoping that it's the right days and everything, but who knows. I guess we'll all find out when we get there. I think it's all right going over, but I think she may be a little confused on the return trip. If not, we'll get it straightened out when we get over there. Today I had to go to Kmart at 9 o'clock with my car for my car inspection, and from there I went on up to DePere and got my license renewal thing, and came on back and did a couple loads of laundry. Grandpa went in to see Grandma. She's just about the same, no change. And then at 3:30 I went up and picked up Robin and took her to buy her birthday present. She wanted a Swatch watch. I suppose Sheila will know what that is. So we went out up to Famous and picked one up. We were supposed to take her out to dinner, but Ron called about 9 o'clock last night and said that she couldn't make it, that she had baseball practice. So that took care of that. And when I got back here, Howard George was here, and he and Daddy were having a drink, and of course I had one too. And Daddy had made arrangements for us to go down to Bentley's, so we went to Bentley's and had dinner. It was excellent. Not with Howard George, of course. But the dinner was excellent, of course. We had prime rib, and we've got enough for 2 more meals, I do believe. They always give us way too much. Now we're just sitting here watching the boob tube for a little while. Grandpa just said he's about ready to go to bed. Tomorrow morning I have to get up fairly early. The lawn sprinkler people are going to be here at 8 o'clock to turn the sprinklers on for us and check them out. And Daddy said that hole where you turn them on, Mike should remember this, is all full of mud again. And they even put a new thing down in there, a new, like a tube thing, so it wouldn't get full of mud, but it's full of mud, so. Anyway, they're going to do that, and I have to have my hair done at 9:30, so I should be back here by about 10:30, and hopefully by noon we'll be away from here and on our way to the lake. We talked to the Browns, and they're going down, and the Panahoffs are going down, so the fishing is supposed to be pretty good right now, according to the paper, so hopefully maybe we can catch a few fish, and can't tell, we might even have a little fish fry down there. We sure miss you all when we do our down there and do go down, so we'll be glad when you get back home again. I'm trying to think of something else to tell you right now. I can't think of anything. Oh, Robin showed me her birthday present from you. It's very cute. She liked the stick pin and the earrings. She thought that they were darling, of course. What else? They have some new pets at their house. I didn't even tell Grandpa this yet. Ron has now put in an aquarium. And they got all kinds of goldfish and lights and everything going up there. So that's a new pet project. Kathy said that that's one of Ron's main interests is fish. And I said, well, I hope he told you that he did have one at one time and he wouldn't keep the thing clean. Oh, but she said this is different. He's got all the latest equipment on this one. And I thought, good. Makes me very happy. That's about all for now. I'm going to cut it off right now. I don't know anything else to tell you anyway, and I think we're going to hit the sack pretty soon. We'll probably take this tape to the lake with us, and I'll kind of try and keep you up to date on what's happening down there while we're down at the lake. We love you. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Carol. Hi, Sheila. Guess who? We're on the lake right now. We're just cruising up the lake on the houseboat. It's a lot of fun. Randy and I came down. Oh, I should tell you it's Saturday afternoon, about noon or so. And Randy and I came down Friday night. We got here about 12:30 at night. But it's beautiful weather here, and really enjoying the boat. And we've been catching quite a few fish. Grandma caught 4 or 5 big crappie. And so that's been a lot of fun. Randy's sitting out on the front of the boat, just enjoying the breezes in the water. It's beautiful here. Grandpa said he should have brought his own beer, but he didn't. Grandpa told him to bring his own beer. So, anyway, I think I'm going to hand this on out to Randy and see if he wants to say anything to you. So, here's Randy.
Hello there. It's April 12th, about 12:20 in the afternoon. And for the first time since you've been gone, I'm not envious of the fact that you're in Australia. I am about 500 yards from the mouth of your cove where our house is, cruising down the middle of the lake in Grandpa's houseboat, sitting out on the front, partly cloudy skies, temperature's about 70 degrees. It's absolutely beautiful, almost no wind, there's just a little wind ripple on the lake. It's really, really a pretty day. The lake's kind of down a little bit. The lake level is 654. I'll give you a full report on how much water and things are under the dock when we get close enough that I can see the house and what's going on there. This is really pretty. We got in last night about 12:30, as Cheryl may or may not have told you before. Grandma and Grandpa were both sound asleep, and we walked on the boat and went downstairs and got in bed, and neither one of them ever heard us get on the boat. I understand that my lunch is just about ready, so I'm going to go on in and eat, and we'll give you an update on what's going on here at the Lake of the Ozarks when we get closer to the cove. I'm back again. Grandpa just cut down the engines. We're in the mouth of the cove, and I think I can just see the top of your dock, but I'm not sure. Not yet. Oh, there's the house. I can see it now. It still looks green. Still got a roof on it. Didn't fall in the lake yet. Everything looks good. The trees are starting to turn green a little bit. We're just kind of putting along, so I don't know that I'm going to have a whole lot to tell you here for a few seconds. there's some people walking around on the shore between our house and Ramsey's house. Gary's still got the cover on his boat, but there's somebody cleaning up the shore there. Looks like it might be Ron and Stephanie, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's Karen and Gary, I don't know. Anyway, somebody's definitely out cleaning up the shore or picking up rocks and pitching them in the lake or something. Yeah, I guess the Olivers must be here because Gary's on the walkway and he's heading down toward the dock, so maybe they'll get to say a few words to you while we're here. Anyway, the house looks like it's in very good condition. Dad, you'll be glad to know that it looks like some of the ivy that you and I put together in the front of the house there is kind of taking root a little bit. Somebody's working on Ramsey's dock. It's in its usual spring disarray. Our dock is still floating. The gangplank's still attached. Everything looks good, Dad. Yeah, I don't guess you expected it to look any different than that with Gary operating it, though. Dock's still floating. Roof on the dock looks good. I'm still probably a couple hundred yards away from the house, so it's kind of hard to see some things. Seawall's still standing up. I can't see Jack's house, or I'd give you a little more of an update on what his house looks like. Somebody just came out the door. It might be Karen, it might be Suzanne. I don't know who it is. Once I find out exactly who's up there, I'll come back and give you guys an update.
Right now, here's your mic.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Carol. We're down here working again. The dock's still standing. The house is still standing. The wall's better. It's been patched. We got pictures to show you everything we're going to do. Carol, your mom and dad are down. And Randy and Cheryl. And now I got to... We used all the tape, so that's the end of my conversation.
How you guys doing? The lake finally got down to the point where we could repair the walls, what Karen was talking about. So it's all taken care of. You can come back in a few years and they'll still be standing. How do you turn this thing off? Yeah.
Well, you guys can tell these people are mic fright. They can't talk at all. Sometimes I get on here and talk about a half hour. They get to rattling on and don't know when to stop. But anyway, we just drove up here, and I had to make 2 passes at your dock and moved just as I got in here. Now, I didn't really know how close I wanted to get, but we backed off and came in real good. But everything looks the same up here, except the people are different, and we'll change that one of these days, or maybe just add you guys to it. It clouded up a little while ago. I guess Randy might have told you, but it doesn't look like it's going to rain. It's pretty nice. In fact, I think they said they just got here, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, haven't been here very long, so didn't even get settled in real good. But we didn't even tie up here. We're gonna go on, get out of here, and take a ride up to my favorite place, the Little Niagara. I like to ride up there, and the lake's down, so I'll have to stay in the middle. And but
654.7.
yeah, we just had it 654. The Papa Jack is running great. Everything is going real good except one big problem. Don't know whether they did it when they de-winterized it or not, but we can't keep water aboard. Must have either a split tank or they think it's corroded and gotten old, but I think maybe something else happened during the winter, and I hope I get to see that tank when they take it out. But they have to pull the floor in the back stateroom to take it out, so we're going to put up with it. We can add water, and it doesn't go out that fast, and we can use it, and after next week they can have it, and we'll come over to see you guys, and hopefully it'll be finished when we get back. So that's my tale of woe. Outside of that, well, the boat's running great, and everything's just fine. I don't know if these guys want to say any more, so I'm going to sign off, and we'll get all hands on board again and get out of their hair. So goodbye for now. We love you, and I am going to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Well, we just got a tour of the new stateroom, Mike. Looks great. You were gone at the right time. Now, the rest of the plan this weekend is go ahead and de-winterize and get everything ready for the summer so we can enjoy it when it gets here. We'll be talking to you guys. See you later.
Hello, you guys. I just made the first goof of the day. I let Randy have the wheel. We are up in the Little Niangua, as I told you we were going to, and the lake being down 5 feet really does look a little bit different. So I'm using my old theory of staying in the middle of the channel and keeping a lot of water on both sides. However, it isn't really that shallow. The depth finder says almost 40 feet, but we're out in the channel. So I'm not taking any chances on any of the points sticking out. We just kind of came along for a nice ride, and that's what we're going to get. So we just now made a turn. We're turning around, and we'll be coming back down on the shell at whatever the name of that place is at the end of Double E. That's where we turn to go back to the channel, as you know. Quite a few people out fishing today. The bank on the Little Niangua is dotted with fishing boats all over, and I'm sure that the reason for it is that the weather is so nice. It is warm. However, since we left the dock a while ago and before we arrived at your house, the sun went under, and naturally the wind started blowing. So anyway, it is still comfortable though, and it's not cold to be outside. You can go out on the deck and sit if you wish. So we kind of are just talking to you guys, and it would be better if you were up here and we wouldn't have to talk on this stupid tape, but we are. So 2 weeks from today, we're taking the Big Bird to California. And as you know, we will spend 1 night there, and then 4 nights in Tahiti, and then on to Melbourne, and 17 days with you, if you can put up with us that long. Your book, Life's a Beach, is making a big hit down on the dock. Between Peterson and Irv Brown and Doris, they think everything's funny in that book. So anyway, it's just a conversation piece. So tonight Randy brought along his slides, but he didn't bring his screen to show the slides on. So we're going to have to put a bed sheet up or something, I don't know what. Try to see what you guys look like on slides. And I don't know how many he took, but then anyway, he was thoughtful enough to bring them with him, and we'll appreciate that, I know. We just had lunch, had ham and cheese sandwiches, and your mother had almost a whole slab of ribs left over from her dinner last night, and cold ribs and ham and cheese, and we had some barbecued chicken wings from a couple of days ago at home. So we all had a sufficient lunch. So we're heading down toward the turn in the Little Niangua now, and as we get closer into the dock and past your cove again, why, we'll give a little holler at you. So I'm going to say goodbye now. Goodbye. Well, I'm back to you now. We're just going under the Niangua Bridge on our way back to our marina. We'll be passing Hart's Cove in a little bit. I'll let you know if there's any fires or anything in there. Would you believe it started to rain and blow a little bit, which isn't unusual. Randy still has the helm, so I don't know about that. Guess I'll play it by ear. Took a lot of fishermen out, but they're all heading for home now because it's raining. It is 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon now. And we are now going under the bridge. So I'll keep in touch with you when we arrive at the dock, okay? There really isn't anything to say. We're just going down. There's The wind isn't blowing that hard. There's no whitecaps or anything, but there's plenty of a pretty good-sized ripple on the lake. And it is not raining hard, and it's not cold, of course, so it's comfortable. So I'll be back with you in a little while. Goodbye. You are on right now.
Well, your dad says that I'm on.
Right.
Oh, I have this handled wrong. Hello, Mike and Carol. Oh, I got to turn this damn thing again. Oh, Sheila. Hello, Sheila. Randy and Cheryl just left, and they had a good time, they said. But they forgot to bring the right stuff for the slide, so nobody could see them. I'll turn you over to Doris. This is Susan. What do I do? Talk.
Hi there, gang. We miss you a lot down here this summer. It's a little breezy today, but it's pretty out. The trees aren't quite out yet. The dogwoods are looking beautiful. And everybody is crummy as ever down here. Everybody looks dorky this morning. We've all got bags under our eyes, but no hangover. We're getting so old. We went to bed about 8:30 or 9 last night. So cold on the dock that we had a heater that didn't work. And your mom's been catching a lot of fish. She thinks she's something. And your kids were down, and they're looking good, and they act like they're very, very happy. It was good to see them. And they told us all about Australia, and it sounded like they had a great trip. I hope you're having a good time, too. I'm going to stop because he's going to say I talk too long. We hope to see you soon. Kevin? Kevin, fast.
Hello there.
I was faster than Judy.
Larry?
You're wasting.
Larry won't talk, so I'll say it for him. We all miss you, wish you were back. We're having a great time. This is Judy, of Frank and Judy. You know, at the other end. I'll let you talk to Frank.
This is the Frank half of Frank and Judy. This is the Frank half of Frank and Judy, and your father was kind enough to take us out Thursday for a little tour, and we enjoyed it thoroughly. Went out for a cruise down the lake on his boat and really enjoyed it. When we had to go out and look for him because we were afraid he got caught in a storm and thought he'd sunk. That was yesterday. He's been entertaining us. He's been showing us the boob book that he got from Australia. So we've enjoyed that thoroughly, and we've decided that Irv and I are going to come along with him to make sure that he behaves himself. So instead of one dirty man, we have 3 dirty men over there. He's been entertaining us with dirty jokes, so we've had a great time this weekend. Things are going very well. He's in good spirits and been porking out real well. I'll let you talk to Jack again. Good luck, and I hope you all have a good time.
I may have to erase this sucker. All I got to do is talk on top of it, you know, and it's gone. Yeah, Babe wanted to talk too, but Carol, we didn't let her. She's getting fat, by the way. She's laying here at my feet on the carpet. I'm going to take this over and let Calvin say a few words, but I'm going to play back what we just had and see how it sounds, okay? So I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye. Now, right there.
Hi, Mike, Carol, Sheila. This is Calvin from next door. Here you're in the warm sun country. I sure do envy you. You get to come back and get this old man straightened out. Here we'll be all right again. As usual, I'm working on my boat. Ain't got time to talk long. Have a good vacation. Bye.
That was short and sweet, wasn't it? When he says goodbye, he says goodbye, doesn't he? Well, I'm going to say goodbye again. Goodbye. Yeah. And you know, Mike and Sheila and Carol, I just like people that just get Mike fright. When you hand them this thing, they think it's just terrible to do that to them. There's a guy sitting here in ice cream pants and sunglasses, and I think I've seen him before, and you have too. His name is Rick. And he is getting ready. I can see that he's got a hello and goodbye ready for you because he may not say much more than that. But we're going to let him give it a try. So I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Hi, gang. This is Rick. Hope you're having a good time. We understand it's very beautiful. We do miss you here. It's been a long time since we've seen you. We are looking forward to seeing you again real soon. Send some more of these entertaining books back, as everyone has really enjoyed them. They have really enjoyed them. Birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Calvin. Happy birthday to you.
There's never supposed to be any festivities on a birthday of mine, I assure you.
That'd be a win block.
Football field or something. No, I was
You better let faster, Mom. Quit talking so I hope it's not 4 all the way around.
There's only 4.
Oh, how about you?
Got 2 homers and went out in 5 innings.
There goes your fingernail, Mom.
And that umpire caused all the trouble. He was home plate umpire.
Same one.
That's fine right there. You quit now.
Oh, come on here. What the hell? I gotta...
What you call it?
What happened? Dad, did you blow that mouth? Wait a minute.
Good job. Minimum. Minimum effort.
What the hell was that?
They can't light the candles, Carol.
You're too damn old, Carol, to light the candle.
By the way, Carol, it's Calvin's birthday. There is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 21 people here. 22 counting me.
You made it yourself. I don't want no. I want to know is how come the nuts fell on top of it.
I fell down with the can.
Would you say that again?
I fell down with the can.
Fell down on the can.
I fell down on the can. No. How many people's here? Start counting, Jim.
21 counting me.
How many not counting you?
20,
How many, really?
18.
Really?
Carol, I'm waiting for this tape to run out so I can turn it over and start afresh.
Count. Hey, people, you did?
3, 6, 9 in the outer circle, 12, 15, about 16.
That one bloody Mary. Let's get on with it.
Get on with it. I'm recording. Read it again. Read it again. Let's see.
Oh, get it back there so I can see it. Oh, that's it says, there's a tiger standing out in the desert, and it says, happy birthday from all of us who have gathered here to share your delight, your surprise, your happiness. And you open it inside, and there's a great big elephant and a little snake and a bird, and they're all saying, your cake. And in parentheses, it says, open your presents and let's get on with it. And that's from Rick and Sandy. And they got some new fenders, nice big one to add to their Pollock Haven. Birthdays, Calvin, or you'd have to do this yourself.
Those are neat. I like those.
They've been sitting all that I know. Everybody said anything.
I haven't heard anybody say anything sensible of you.
No. Except Calvin was 65.
Calvin has said he was born in 1940, Mike. Do you believe that? That's what he told us.
We don't none believe him.
No, and
If Kirk was here,
he's
he'd
just
steal
prolonging his Social Security, isn't he?
That's right.
If you don't tell the truth and you weren't born in 1940, Carol just told me.
Carol was 1940 honest. If you don't believe me, ask my wife. She was here before I was.
Who's this? Doris. Would you say that again? I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
I don't do this.
What?
I said, in order to blow these up, they say you have to use these things, make them a little harder. So I'm going to take this and save it in the back for sure. I might need it for another purpose.
Is that a needle?
That's a needle.
Hi, kids. It's my turn to talk now. We're all out here on the dock having a cake for Calvin's birthday. This tape probably will run out before we get very much further with it. We sure did enjoy having Randy and Cheryl with us. They left about an hour ago because they said it's about a 6.5-hour, 7-hour drive back to Omaha, which I can understand. It's a beautiful day. It's a little bit cool. I think everyone's told you probably all the news here on the dock. We're going to be heading back into St. Louis in about an hour or so.
A couple weeks. Supposed to spend a week there.
I started to say I don't know if Grandpa told you about our leak in the boat, so I won't go into that at this point. We're going to have to get a new freshwater tank. We already know that, and they're going to have to tear the floor out, so we'll get into that later. I'm going to go have a piece of cake now, and we'll talk to you later. I want a piece of cake, yeah.
You want a cake, Carol? Yeah, Carol, you want a cake?
It's good. It looks like good chocolate cake, so I'm going to have a little piece now. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Well, I might as well say hello again because we just had some more excitement. We bought a new windsock in Florida, and Kevin just shinnied up the pole and put it up. And I came walking back out on the boat, and your mother had a rod laying there, and I kicked it in the lake, not on purpose, of course. So a rod and reeler down there. Frank's got a grappling hook trying to pick us out of trouble, but he hasn't located anything yet. So he throws it out away from him to get it out further, but he forgets that his hand is where the rope is, and it's still over the edge. So it's not going to end up in 50 feet of water any closer to him than where his hand is.
What's the Cardinals did yesterday?
And Todd is reading in the paper about what happened to Andahar. Where is that? Jake showed me.
Oakland A's pitcher Joaquin Andahar holds temper, but California Angels burn him in 9.
Right, he went out in the 5th inning.
Yeah.
So,
There we are. Same thing.
there it says he holds his temper. As you know, maybe you don't know that he's been traded to Oakland. He's no longer in St. Louis. Everybody's been calling up Whitey wanting to know what he's going to do without Andahar, and they're 4-0. Won the first 4. They got the Chicago Cubs shaking their head, and they also got the Montreal Expos shaking their head when they left St. Louis. So I guess they play this afternoon, and we'll see what happens there.
The Cardinals, did they win yesterday?
The Cardinals were winning 5-0 at the end of the 7th, and I went to bed. So Tudor drove in the 5th run, and Heath got his first hit. And
They've got a day game today, don't they?
And they play on Sunday afternoon. So Frank is still over here dragging the bottom. We're going to end up with a wet rod and reel or else none at all. So, sure warm out here in the sun on the edge, isn't it? That guy that just said that was Kevin. He doesn't want to talk, but he forgot that I had this on. He said, "You bet." And he just came down the pole, Carol, from putting the windsock up. Todd New is standing there doing nothing.
Actually, I didn't think we were going to make it in the World Series today.
And Sharon, she's out here fishing. Did you finally get a fishing license?
Yes, this is the first fishing license I've had in 3 years, and I want you to know I've caught so many fish it's been worthwhile.
Yeah. Are you
Not keepers,
Are
but
you taking them off yourself?
Yes, I'm a big girl. I can handle that.
Okay.
And that's why Bernice lost her pole, because she was making fun of all those little fish she was catching.
Yeah.
But I like to catch all sizes. Doesn't matter if they're fish or men or whatever, it all applies.
I wonder if they catch fish in Australia.
I don't know. You going to take your pole with you?
No.
No?
Haven't got room for it.
Well, you can buy one after you get there.
I think they do surf fishing over there.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, has Mike caught any fish while he's over there?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
He probably hasn't been off the beach long enough to dangle
Why
his
don't you
pole in
ask
the
him
water.
whether he's caught any fish or not?
Mike, have you caught any fish while you've been over there?
You know what he said when he heard that? Probably said no.
No.
Bernice
Well, I
asks
hope they're bigger than the one I've
when
been.
Carol asks things on the tape like that, Bernice will answer.
Does she?
Yeah, she just says something to her and just answers her. Just like they were in the same room, you know. So you want to say goodbye or you want to say any more?
Are we still talking?
Sure.
Well, I'll say goodbye.
Why don't
Hope
you
to
say
see you
goodbye
soon.
then? Why don't you say goodbye?
Having a good time with your dad and your mom.
Why don't you say goodbye if you're going to
I'm
say
not
goodbye?
ready to say goodbye yet.
Oh, okay.
It's like family reunion here this weekend. Everybody's here, having a good time.
There's a few that aren't, but...
Well, I'm always having a good time. And you always have a good
No, I
time.
didn't mean that weren't having a good time. I meant that weren't here.
When we're
Jack and
here?
Dixie Minor aren't here.
Well, that's true.
And Schuler's aren't here.
I don't know them.
Next door,
Oh,
there's
I
Jack
don't know
and
their last name.
And Pete
Spot.
Buckley and...
Well, the best ones are here. I'll put it that way.
Oh, you're right. You said it right.
I know. Goodbye, guys. We love you.
Goodbye. We love you, too. I'm going to say goodbye, Carol. Goodbye. Well, hello again. We're home. It's Sunday evening, and it's now 5:30. We've been home about an hour. Opened our mail. Nothing spectacular except junk from the attorneys. And we did get a letter from Emerson that Aunt Ann had passed away on the 21st of March. And under confusion and things, he didn't even know it until the 25th. And the funeral home, I guess whoever had her, called him and asked him about it. So he took care of it. And he said that nobody else even knew about it. And he said, as far as her brother Joe, he said, I didn't bother telling him because he never went to see her or anything. So he just said, I didn't even bother telling him. So whether he has now or not, I don't know. But he did mention Nanny passing away and that he was sorry about that. And he asked us if we would let Margaret know about Aunt Ann. But he didn't say anything about letting Joe know. So he and his brother Barry are living in their sister's house who passed away and left the house to them. And he has had his driver's license taken away because his vision is not what it used to be. And he said that he had the same thing that Poppy had, that he had to take a shot every day. But other than that, that he was okay. And he did say that he was 82 years old. And he also told us in the letter that Ann was 92. So that's the sad news in a way. In another way, the poor thing didn't know anybody anyway, so it might be a blessing that she's not having to suffer or whatever. I called down at the Bethesda Hospital when we got home a little while ago, and my mother is still there waiting for a bed to open up at Bethesda Dilworth. So evidently that's going to be, could be a long process. However, they did tell me that she was at nursing home rates down there. So that would be the same rate as Bethesda Dilworth charged her. I'm taking it. So that's about all I know about that. We had a nice ride home, listening to the ball game all the way. That makes the trip a little bit shorter on Sunday night because other than that, there isn't anything else on the radio. The Cardinals lost, but we don't feel bad about that because they won their first four, so they're 4-1, which is a unusually good start for them. We cleaned quite a few fish, as we told you earlier on this tape, and Browns and us split them up. Nobody else wanted them. Or, well, they won't clean them or anything, so. And we, for some reason, let Randy get away without asking him if he wanted some. However, they didn't catch any to put in the pile anyway. They did catch a couple, maybe.
And I wanted to give them grapefruit jar.
And your mother had some grapefruit she wanted to give to them because they were not getting bad, but she had 4 or 5 more than she thought she might need before they might get bad and forgot to give them to them. She took them all the way to the lake to give them to them and didn't do it. So anyway, we're getting old, I guess. We don't think of those things. But I turned this tape over before we left the lake up there, and there was a bunch of silly talk on it, I realized, but Calvin did have a birthday, and Doris did tell your mother that he was 56 years old. He told everybody he was born in 1940. That would have made him 46, and we kind of knew that wasn't right. But anyway, Rick and Sandy were there, and Sharon and Greg were there, and Larry and Susan were there, and their two boys, and of course Browns and Calvin and Doris and Frank and Judy. They got married, by the way, in December. So I don't think Frank told you that. He just said this is Frank of Judy and Frank. But I'm sure you know Frank. He's that little bitty guy with the mustache. It's got that boat with the tall flybridge on it. And we did talk to you, Gary and Karen, up there at your house, and I was lucky we ran into them, and we did get them on the tape, so I don't think they said a whole lot, but anyway, it was nice to see them. And we better hurry up and get this tape finished up and in the mail to you, or we might as well bring it, because we are on countdown now, only 12 more days. We are leaving on Saturday, a week from next Saturday, that is. Yes. So I don't know what else to say right now. We have to go to the lawyers again Tuesday. And I'm going in to see my mother tomorrow, which is Monday. Your mother said she's going bumming.
I gotta get some shoes.
And I just turned the sprinklers on. Mike had cut the grass while we were gone this weekend. He cut it earlier in the week, but he didn't set it very low, and he cut it again. He thought it needed it, and I'm sure it did. So I turned the sprinklers on, and they're in the process of going around, and we're going to have fresh crappie for dinner tonight. Everybody over there wanted to know about the food, and we were talking about it, and we've never heard you mention pork. You mentioned lamb and beef and chicken and fish, but we haven't heard anything about pork. So maybe you can tell us or show us when we get there that you do or do not have pork. Now, I don't know whether your mother's got anything to say, but I'm just about talked out for now, and we'll finish when we get to the lawyers on Tuesday or after I see Grandma tomorrow. So I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Hi, it's me again. I just have one little thing I was going to add to Daddy's conversation. We took the Life is a Beach down there, the booklet you sent us, and everyone thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the pages are getting worn thin from everybody looking through it, and everybody had a different remark to make about each and every person in the pictures, and they really did enjoy it. Randy and Cheryl brought us some tapes down, not tapes, some slides down, and she borrowed a thing to show them from her office, projector, and forgot to bring the lenses or whatever she needs. So needless to say, we have not seen them. They also brought a couple books on Australia, which I did not get an opportunity to look at because everybody else was busy looking at them all the time. But they really did enjoy the Life is a Beach book. That that was the whole thing, the Australia thing. That's all everybody talked about all week long. Now we are planning on going to the lake next weekend if everything works out with the attorneys, which we're hoping it will. We will not see Calvin and Doris because they're not coming down next week, so we won't see them probably until we get, until we get back from Australia. But they all said to wish you a happy time. Everyone seems to think that you're on vacation over there instead of Mike working, so I'm sure they all said that on the tape. Have a wonderful time on your vacation. So take that at whatever it means, you know. However, I know Mike works because he's our workaholic in the family. As Nanny always used to say, somebody's got to work. I can remember that so clearly. Anyway, I don't know anything else. Someone has picked up all our newspapers, and we can't seem to find any at all. So I don't know if vandals did it or if one of the neighbors picked them up just to be nice and maybe thought that we had forgotten to shut it off or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll let you go for now. We're gonna have us a drink here, and we'll get back to you because I do want to get this in the mail so that you have it before we get over there. So we'll talk to you later. We love you. Bye-bye.
Cardinals are 5-1. Perry gets the win. Totals and highlights in a minute. Rick Horton outdueled Dwight Gooden, but then the Mets tied the game in the ninth inning. A run that was charged to Daly, and the Cardinals hung tough and win it in 13 innings. 6-10-0, 10 left. 2-4-0, 8 left for New York. Pat Perry, his second big league victory. He's 1-0. Randy Neiman, the loser, he is 0-2. Willie McGee drove in a couple of the runs, and an error opened the gates in the Cardinal 13. Now stay tuned for the start of the game with Mike Shannon. You can talk with Rick Horton. I'll be back with the scoreboard program. The Cardinals have opened up a 1.5 lead over Philadelphia. They're 2.5 ahead of New York, and the Cards have a record of 5-1. How about them birds? So long for just a while.
Hello again, family. It's now my turn. Today is income tax day here in the States. We just received your tape from April the 3rd, and always happy to get your tapes. Enjoyed hearing from all of you and about all of Sheila's birthday party and all your experiences. Daddy's going to go into all that. I'm not going to talk very long because I want to go out. It's now 5:13 exactly. And I'm going to go out and start thinking about getting some dinner together. As you tell me what you have, I always tell you we're going to have pork chops tonight. What else, I don't know. That's as far as I've gotten so far. I have to take it one step at a time. Grandpa said we're going to have potatoes and milk gravy, so I guess that's what he's going to have. We spent the greater part of the day again today at the attorney's office, but we both feel a little bit better about the taxes, so I'll let Daddy go into that. I'm going down to the new beauty shop tomorrow. It's the one in back of the card shop there on Manchester Road. I think it's called Deerfields. Carol Laskowitz told me she had gone down there and had her hair cut, and she liked it very well. I haven't been too happy. I've been going up to Penny's, and I've had a different girl. Each time I go, they can't seem to get the same girl all the time that's there at the same time that I want to go. So one time I pay $8, one time $9, one time $10, another time $9. So I don't know what in the world the price range is up there. I always get the same thing. So I'm going to try this Deerfields tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then hopefully we're going to go in. Daddy has a doctor's appointment, but we're going to go in to see Grandma tomorrow. She's still in the hospital, but I'll also let him tell you that. Tomorrow night we're going to the Flaming Pit with the Lansar dinner group, so looking forward to that. It's we haven't been for a long time, so I think it'll be fun. I'll cut it off now. As I say, I do want to go in and get my dinner started. So I love you, and you'll probably get this tape about the time we get over there, but we're sure looking forward to it now. Bye-bye.
Okay, you guys. I'm not going to try to answer all of your questions, but I did make a few notes while we were listening to that tape. Down at the lake, there's not a whole lot of things to talk about. Greg Panahoff bought a boat, same as his dad's, a Burns craft, and the same length. It's a 77. I think his dad's probably is a little older than that. Very pretty boat. And Dennis Crowley, who is the TWA pilot, you know, Marie and Dennis, they bought Greg's boat at Chicago Open House. So that's about the only changes that have been made down there. As far as the tax situation, I know that scared the liver out of you, as it did us, because, Carol, as you know, Nanny, us, you or anybody did not have $600,000 to pay. There isn't that kind of liquidity. Well, don't get me wrong, there's some, but it wasn't in that gross amount. And we went in there and raised a little hell or cane or whatever you want to call it about the appraisal of Nanny's 5 acres and a half that was left behind White Castle, that is, and up to Manchester Road. Of course, those appraisers had appraised it very high because of Manchester Road frontage, but as you know, that frontage was floodplain. So we went in there and raised all kinds of cane because they were taxing the estate 45%, and that means 45,000 for every 100,000. And so with our efforts, we got it reduced 360,000. So now they've appraised that property at 340,000, which is down in the ballpark. In a way, it's not in the ballpark. If Nanny were alive, she wouldn't think that, and I don't think it either, because that floodplain down there by the creek is not worth a nickel. But anyway, we won't bother you with that. We're going to be able to make it, I think, at least. We may have to loan the estate a little money, so you better save your money instead of fooling around. But anyway, that's enough of that. I think we're going to make it, and when we get over there, we'll tell you the latest. We've got another meeting with them on Thursday before we leave to come to see you.
Looking forward to that trip.
Your mother's looking forward to that trip, and she said that she didn't have the money now, but that was all right anyway. We'll still go. Now, going down your things on your tape, you know, when you're speaking on these tapes, you fail sometimes. We had told you we stopped to see Woody, but evidently we didn't say his condition. He has improved since the last time we saw him, and he has no use of his right arm. He goes to therapy every day, and he can wiggle a couple fingers with a little electrical thing that they've got, like a matchbox that they can put in his hand, and it makes his fingers jump, and the theory is that he will do it himself. In other words, the heart or the brain or whoever controls that will catch on and maybe do it. But that's what they're trying to do with him now. But other than that, his speech is okay, his right leg, he's walking, and the only thing he has his right arm is limp. Now, let's see. Grandma, Ron misinformed you. She did not lose her memory. She is just fine. I don't know where he got that, but anyway, you know Ron. She is just fine, but she's still in the hospital. Now, this is the 15th of April, and the only reason she's still there is because the Bethesda does not have a full care bed available. And they have left her, I maybe told you on the earlier part of this tape, they have left her in the hospital at nursing home rates. You know, Bethesda is affiliated with Bethesda General. So she is on nursing home rates. As far as the song goes, I'm sure you got Cab Driver, and Mike again recorded a song in the car, which I had to turn the volume up. But I still heard it, and it was very nice. That was the Kangaroo song. Let's see, next thing on here, never heard of a ferry only charging $8. I don't know where you ever got that. You said that if we had to cancel, that the ferry would charge $8.
That was an insurance plan.
Your mother just told me it was an insurance plan. I know it, but I just thought I'd bring up that ferries charge more than $8.
Oh, that's a bad one.
And I don't really know that I want any casserole for breakfast. But if you fix one for the rest of everybody, why, that's all right. God, I got a note here I can't read. The weather here is cool. This morning it was 37 degrees. But it was supposed to warm up in the mid-40s, but I don't think it made it much over 42 because the wind was blowing so strong. And tell Gretchen to speak up a little bit that I couldn't hear. Okay, now that's all the notes that I have. Now you'll have to take me for what it's worth. I called the lake this morning and told them, I hope I told you on the earlier part of this tape that our water tank had a rupture. And I'm hoping that it was caused because of their de-winterizing the boat and didn't do it right. So I called them and told them that I didn't want them to take that tank out of there until I was there Thursday. That's this coming Thursday. And then I could see if it was cracked or if it was worn out from old use. You know, the boat's only a 79, so that wouldn't make it any more than 7 years old. So it's aluminum tank. So I told him, I said, I would like for you to take it out Thursday or Friday, and I will be there Thursday because I want to be there when you take it out. As you know, I have no friends up there on my side. So if it is cracked from freezing, I will see it. Otherwise, they might switch tanks on me, and I wouldn't know what I was doing. So outside of that, that's the thing on the boat. Other than that, the boat just went beautiful. We took a ride Thursday, and Browns went along, and Frank went along. You know who Frank is. His new wife, that's his old girlfriend, but now he got married last December. I think I told you earlier. They went along, and we got back and came in pretty. And we went to Ivor's Friday night with Calvin and Doris and Browns and us. Had prime rib, and it was good. Saturday night we cooked steaks on the dock, and Friday night late Randy and Shelby came in. And so we cooked steaks on the dock Saturday night. Sunday morning, they left, 10 or 10:30, and I don't blame them. They had a long ride back. It was a long ride up there. They got down there Friday night, and Grandma and I didn't even know they arrived. We didn't hear them. We got up the next morning at 6 o'clock, and they were out fishing. So I think we told you that already, but anyway, that's the way these tapes go. You forget. So I don't know a whole lot more to say to you. I don't know how much more I got left on this tape. Grandma has a few things to say, so I'm going to turn it back to her. And we're looking forward. Now, our trip hasn't changed. We're still leaving, and we're going to get there May the 2nd if everything works out like it's supposed to. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Goodbye.
I'm back. I just put my potatoes on the boil. I had one more thing I wanted to tell you. I don't think I told you. I had a letter from Emerson yesterday when we got home from the lake, and he said that Aunt Ann had passed away. He said that she died on March the 21st, I think it was, and he did not even find out about it until the 25th of March. But she was, of course, held in cold storage, but there was some screw-up with the convalescent home that she was in. I don't know what it was. Anyway, he said that she would have been 92 in December, and he also told me that he was 82. I can't believe him being that old. So now I must write him a little note, and and Daddy said to tell you that he also said in his letter that he said he did not even bother to tell Joe or Sis. He said because they were not very nice to Anna, and they just didn't seem to be interested in what was going on. So he said he did not inform him as of that time yet. So I don't know. He probably will break down and tell him, or else, what's her name? Parker's wife. I can't think of her name right now. Ruth. She will. I'm sure she will let Sis know, but that's the way it is anyway. That's really all I wanted to tell you. I don't have anything else to say. I think this tape is about to run out, so I better say my goodbyes again, because I usually get caught in the middle of nothing. You know, I'm talking and the tape shuts off, and there I am. So many times I don't say goodbye. But, you know, I'm always thinking of you. I did send you an itinerary in the mail. Hopefully you will get it. But I'm sure we'll get this tape in the mail tomorrow, because we're just about finished with it right now. And Daddy and I are both going to be out in the car tomorrow, so we'll do our run around. As he said, it's very cold here today. The wind's blowing like crazy, just like it is, like you said it was over in Australia. And that's what they said. They don't give the wind chill here until it gets down to 32, but whatever. This morning they said that if they were to give the wind chill, it would be about 13 above. So that's pretty darn cold.